welcome back to Studio Chatter. And we are continuing our discussion of dreams. What do you have to share with us?
It's a good topic. It really is. You know, the thought that comes to mind just as we go into this next portion of it is that dreams, when you connect them to meaning, that's the key, right? And if you really think of something that you dreamed of doing, think of all the meaning that you put towards accomplishing that or towards making that come to fruition, and I think that's what we can't lose as we get older. We've got to remember, I got to find that little kid in me that's just going to jump up and down and go, yes, someday I'm going to ride an elephant, and then do what makes that happen. But attaching the meaning to it and knowing that that's where the happiness comes in.
I like that.
Empty dreams are just empty dreams. Anyone can dream
with other people.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
so much more meaningful. Fulfilling
Yes.
those dreams or going through the steps with someone you
Yes.
love or care about is.
And helping someone else accomplish their dreams. I
Yes.
mean, think of all the moms that are along the sidelines of those. My son plays rugby, and on the sidelines, but making his dream come true to be able to do a competition team or just get to, one of the tournaments. But I think of all those moms that are either at ballet lessons or cello lessons, or even the mom that's like, I will let you do my hair because someday your dream is to have your own salon. But that's all part of the dream making. So think of yourself as a dream catcher, but you're also a dream maker, and I just think there's so much joy in it. And it's the meaning that makes dreams worth dreaming about.
So tell us about this dream catcher.
So this is the question.
Okay.
How many of you made the poster board years ago and you cut out the pictures from the magazine, you get your glue stick, and where did you put that? Was it in your entryway? No.
On my dresser,
Okay, on your dresser.
Then it gets kind of knocked down, and I think my only problem is I used to just put so much on there.
Right.
So many. My list
point.
was big and pictures everywhere.
Yeah.
That this year there's a lot of white space to then put on.
Simplify, right.
Yeah.
Right.
To put on more.
And that's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, I thought, why are these posters hidden away in our closet? And I went into a friend's bedroom one time. She goes, go grab my shoes. And I opened the door and I'm like, oh, there's her vision board, and it's hidden. And so this was just a year and a half ago, the whole reason I started making dream catchers, my father got hurt in an accident. He was actually run over by somebody who was high on drugs. And so what I had been doing for 20 years was mentoring women in addiction recovery as a hobby and as volunteering. And all of a sudden I was experiencing a lot of stress, and the doctor said, you got to find something that's creative and completely different, using a different part of your brain. And I ended up going into my daughter's bedroom. My Italian grandmother's 93, and she's addicted to Publishers Clearinghouse, and she orders from them, and they send a little mini dream catcher in every package, and she gives them to my Zoe, and Zoe puts them on her closet. So I walk in there cleaning up her room, and I'm like, I'm just going to make a dream catcher. That might, I've made one for years, and started ripping fabric and cutting yarn. All of a sudden I was like, this is going to be my vision board. It's boring to have a poster in a closet, and I don't even get magazines anymore, right? You print pictures off Pinterest or, make words on the computer or something. But so this is a sample of what I call a dreamer. And it has meaningful things on it. I put my word for the year. This is for a client. This is the vessel that has the message that you want to leave yourself, for the year. The tassel, they all represent something. This became something that always connects me to the divine. So when I see it, I remember, am I connected to that higher power? And that's the higher power that's going to help me manifest these dreams. And so I've got to be in tune. The key unlocks our hearts to all of the passions that are inside us that make us capable of accomplishing all that we want to. In the original legend of the Dreamcatcher, which I love, is that the negativity comes and gets caught in the web, drips through the tassels, and the feather carries it away. So that's perfect for keeping yourself positive as you, seek for your dreams. But so and this is a meditation bead. This just reminds me that, I should always take time to meditate and really think and ponder my dreams. And so a dream catcher took on a little bit different meaning for me as I healed from this injury that my dad had. He came, thankfully he lived, but he has a traumatic brain injury and will never, ever be the same. But this was stress relief for me, but it was also healing. And it's opened opportunities for other people to purchase them and to tell me their stories. And
so you custom make those?
So I custom make them.
Cool.
Yeah. jodysworkshop.com is my website. And I started in November of 2017. It was just after my dad's accident in July. And, he comes over and he was an entrepreneur and he's like, what are you doing there? And I said, well, I'm like you, Dad. I'm starting a business, So part of my dream is to create enough of an inventory that my dad can package and help me because he can't do some of those normal things that he once did with his brain injury. But whatever you do for your vision boards, I'd like to hear what you do because the reality is they're all different and they don't have to be the same.
To us.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I did bring one, but this is very basic. Okay.
Hey, no shame in how you do your dreams. I promise.
Like I said, there's a lot of white space.
But white space is good.
I did just work myself. This is myself, but there's a lot of
Love it.
Usually this would be packed. This would be double. And it'll be just packed with lots of words and things. And I want more flowers in my life. Vacation England. And then this is what my son said, just tonight. And so I said, okay, life, believe, and he spelled that wrong, is not a dream so dark as sages say. And this is a longer poem by Charlotte Bronte. But just saying that, even though it can seem dark by what others say, there is so much more.
There's so much
to life. And anyway, just like work. I didn't want to put what I was, but anyway, I want to earn this amount, education, I've gone back to school, but how I want to feel, that's a big part of it. I want to bring back me again. And so I have a lot of words that I want to look at and health is really important to me. So
I love it.
I'm kind of visual. And so the white spaces I will fill, but as I think more of exactly the direction and the focus.
As I'm thinking about that, I don't think you have to fill it.
No, that's right.
Because that allows you to just be.
Right.
And just fill it with this. So don't think that you have to fill it because then that might make you feel like
it's
overwhelmed. But then you can take that time to meditate or be calm.
And your soul may literally be pushing you in that simplicity direction, saying, you know what, we had enough. We've got to simplify. And I think that's part of the intuitiveness of trying to listen to what our soul is dreaming of and not what our brains are telling us we should.
I think that's true.
That's a message.
In the end, that's what happens. Yeah. That's how it gets, and it ends up in the closet.
And you're like, what is this white space that needs to be filled? It's like, no, don't fill any more space.
Let it be. Absolutely. And I love it. And that does the job, I mean, you can have something beautiful and you can have something as simple as on your phone.
Yeah.
Here is my vision board. Yeah. Here's my list,
Natasha,
and that's literally what mine is. And it's really is just, I'm a list person. I know that you said that you weren't really a list person.
I wish I was.
But I am a list person. I love being able to cross things off. I'm one of those people that as I go, I like to cross it off. Yeah. And I don't like making goals or resolutions that I can't keep.
Right. Yeah.
So we read a book as a group earlier this year that said, don't make a promise to yourself, the promise to, how did she say it? That don't make a promise to yourself that you're going to break. Yeah. Or you're the most important person don't make a promise to yourself that you're going to break, essentially. Right. So that was
realism in your dreams.
So that was kind of the biggie for me coming into the new year this year is I just want to be true to myself and make really realistic goals.
Right.
So if there's 3 to really just make those three
Yes.
come to fruition.
And make him happen.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think that's the beauty of a conversation like this is I come away thinking that's such good advice, and wow, that helps me. And I love, yes, what white space can I create so that more dreams can come in their own time. And so I like all that.
Women needing women, and when you discuss things like this, it gives you permission to be and do what you need to be and do. You're like, well, I thought it had to be this way, but now after talking to these women or this friend, now I feel okay to do what I felt like I needed to do, but maybe it looked a little different.
Yeah. I think the one quote that I use often that I really think I said this and then went, wow, that was good. I'll write that down. Now I can't ever remember exactly how I said it, but the dreams, it's your gift to become. And however you become is up to you. That's your gift to the world, but your dreams, that's what you leave. That's your legacy. Because when you bring those into fruition, that's what's left. And it doesn't disappear with you. My dad with this brain injury, there's things every day that I see in him where I say, oh my goodness, you fulfilled so many of your dreams. You owned a business, and yet he doesn't have the memory to be able to talk about that. But I know what his dreams were. I saw him fulfill them, and that's just wonderful,
That's awesome.
So they say a lot about us, even when we're not the ones that can remember them. We're remembered by who we become, and dreams really define that.
I was reminded, I was listening to a podcast today and they were talking about resolutions and the importance of reflecting back, which is really odd because that's what I was doing a lot last week before I started making New Year's resolutions. We tend to automatically go to the negative things
We do.
or the bad things. And well, I made this goal and I only accomplished it 50%. That's kind of what was in my head. But then I kind of pick up things through the year. And so I thought, wow, I was successful at waking up at this time, getting exercising in, my spiritual study, making my bed, being out the door. Like that's like an accomplishment to do like by 8:30 or 9. And I'm like,
absolutely,
pat myself, like give myself credit for what I really did and reflect back over the last year. And what did you do that was good?
Yeah.
Acknowledge that.
The Power of Words, and there is a book, I think, and I can't remember the author. I think it is called The Power of Words. It was about 10 years ago that it was out. But that really convinced me that how you use your words when you are talking about your dreams, it's so easy to negate right out the gate, I dream of this, but maybe I don't have what it takes. And if we just stay in that positive space and hold space for your dreams, let them be dreams, and let yourself feel good about every single gift that you've been given to accomplish. Be joyful about it. It's such a good thing to dream. And I'm a dreamer, and my dreams are simple maybe in comparison to, to some. There's nothing wrong with simple. There's nothing wrong with big, audacious, hairy goals that I love, that's said sometimes, but no judgment, no judgment
on each other's dreams.
Yeah.
Thank you for
thank you so
joining
much.
us.
Really
This was
enjoyed
fun.
this.
Yeah, thank you.
Coming up, have you been reading our book club assignment? It's time for our report.